Hi, are you tested? No, I'm not asking about COVID. I'm asking about STI, aka STD. Because if you're sexually active, out and about in the dating scene in Austin, Texas, then you need to hear this. Understandably, since March 2020, COVID-19 has dominated the news and drained the healthcare system. Therefore, less people are having access to treatments and regular testing, and numbers are skyrocketing in Austin, Texas. My name is Omar Musa, and you're watching MyPoint TV. And today's video, I'm going to speak to my friend Heather Rose, the host of the sex education show at Co-op Radio here in Austin, Texas.
I don't think that people are comfortable talking about it because they're not aware enough. The information's not everywhere all the time. That's why we have STIs still rampant, because if education was comprehensive for all ages, we wouldn't have STIs so rampant. The lack of access to resources has made it a little bit harder for people to get tested. I was signing up to Planned Parenthood to get my test recently, and I couldn't get a test in my local Planned Parenthood in North Austin for 2-3 weeks out because they were that booked up. So that means a lot of people are either just not getting checked, or they aren't getting checked when they need to. Like if they need a test like the next day because they found out somebody else that they slept with had an STI and they're really concerned, they have to wait. And honestly, like going to the hospital to get tested is really difficult because emergencies are overrun with people that have COVID. It's also if you can't get tested, then it delays getting treatment. So if you do have something, it's harder to find out that you have something in order to know what you need to get treated for. So it kind of prolongs the process. So we do have other resources, it's just that they are kind of flooded. We have more people moving here, which makes it can make the waiting list a little bit longer, especially if you don't have insurance. If you don't have insurance, which a lot of people don't, especially in Texas, and Texas is a big state, and then you come to Austin where more and more people here are moving here every day, it makes it harder for people to get access to the resources they need when when there's so many people competing for the same resources. No matter what you do, unless you're both masturbating next to each other separately or just kissing, if you're going to do anything that involves genitals, I recommend having a conversation about boundaries, consent, and what people's sexual history is. You don't have to have numbers of people that you've been with, just more of safety based. It's safety, it's important, it's your health. There is a lack of information overall regarding sex. If you were to ask the average populace if they knew the difference between gonorrhea, AIDS, HIV, herpes, and all the different STIs that you could get, I guarantee you they wouldn't know the difference. If you asked them which ones were treatable and which ones were not, they wouldn't know the difference. To reduce awkwardness, it's more of just because somebody else is awkward about it, when you share that information, that is not you. That is not a you thing, that is a them thing. It is important and healthy to have these conversations. Just remember that. And yes, it might be awkward the first time, but practice. Practice in the mirror, practice with a friend, talk about it with people, and just know that it's your health. Your health is important. Don't feel ashamed about it, and to protect yourself.
I hope you found this information valuable, or at least it was a reminder. Comment your video and let us know how do you feel about conversations around sex.